Hello everybody, welcome. It's me John, aka Nosy, and I'm back for another Transformers review. Today's review is on, finally, Haslab's Deathsaurus. Let's roll these titles and let's get into it. I'm going to start things off with having a quick look-see at the box and then the accessories he comes with, and then we'll get onto the pierce resistance of the figure. So, as you can see, as many people probably have already said in regards to reviewing this thing, the box art is incredible. This is one of the boxes I am going to be keeping, obviously with it being one of the Haslab ones. Absolutely incredible artwork. So here we have the Transformers Victory, Deathsaurus. Absolutely brilliant. Have a look at the back here as well. As you see him in his both modes, and there he is on his throne. Very nice box art indeed. As you can see, we are presented out of the box. We have two packages. This guy comes with a lot of stuff. So in here we're going to open up, and in here is some of his weapons and also his throne. And in this one we have the pedestal, some blast effects, and his little two Minicon guys are in here as well, and the instruction booklet. It comes with this pretty large sword, and he comes with this chest piece, which is one of the chest pieces that also transforms. We have this, which is like all I can think of is like a cassette bot kind of deal, kind of inspired thing. But yeah, this slots into the chest cavity and also does transform into something as well. And then we have this, which is in robot mode is his shield, but this also is the tail. Here is Deathsaurus in his chicken of death mode. I'm sure there's a better word for it, or just call it an alt mode, but isn't he just awesome? Just take a look at how awesome this thing is. It's actually surprisingly, considering of how big this guy is, and with it being a Haslab figure, I was expecting the transformation to be a lot harder. Well, not harder, but I was expecting it to be a lot more involved, and a little bit like the odd time you might have to maybe scratch your head. But the instructions are actually surprisingly very, very good for this guy. They really do explain it very nicely with some colour and everything, so it's a much more clearer instructions. But here he is in his bed mode, and let me just turn him round so you can get a better look at him from this angle. And this is the back. You can tell here this is obviously the legs. This is actually the front of the legs. This is the pelvic region. Yeah, I'm not sure. This peg is on mine. These two pegs come out quite easily, mostly because these leg bits, which are actually the robot mode arms, these legs are actually relatively pretty heavy. So this catch is supposed to go straight inside. Like this side, let me show you properly. This side has gone in quite nicely, but this side, well, they both tend to just pop out whenever you move the legs, unfortunately, but I can deal with that, to be honest. But yeah, so this is the shield, like I was talking to you about. So this is the shield for his robot mode, which also serves as his tail, which is really cool. I love the Decepticon insignias up here on the wings. He is really cool. So yeah, he's just a really, really nice figure. Haslab or Hasbro or whatever, they have done a good job on this. They really, really have. What's really cool as well, the head is fully articulated. It can bop up and down. The mouth also is able to open, like so. And yeah, it is, well, yeah, it's also on a ball joint as well, which is cool. So yeah, articulation, he has these little arms that are on ball joints. They can move quite well, and they've got individual moving points, except for, oh yeah, okay, there's an elbow. And these legs obviously are the robot mode arms, so these have full range articulation, and there is waist articulation in there as well. So yeah, a very, very, very nice figure. Like I said, with the accessories, there is blast effects. So there's one which can plug into the mouth. I'm not going to bother getting the blast effects out because I don't want to lose any parts. But yeah, absolutely awesome. So let's get transforming him, shall we? Right then, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're just going to take out the tail. It'll just make things a lot easier. And destroy it in the process. The tail to one side, and then what we do now, these leg bits, they fold in on themselves, so they just come straight down like so. These panels, they go up, and this bit goes like that, and they go back in like so. The heels of the feet, I know I'm doing this a bit backwards, but it makes things a lot easier. Something I've just realised and remembered, this panel here as well, that it does come down like so, but in order to get full movement of this foot, which you just pull out the heel, which I've just done there as well. So what you do now is, what you've just done there, open up this panel that closes up like so, like this, and then you just simply just go like that, bring it down, in, and click into place, like that. So that is now the legs done. So pretty simple transformation sequence. So that is them done. So now we come to the top. Okay, so the next stage is these small little chicken arms. You basically just put them, close them up like that, and then unpeg them from the sides, and they just simply just rest in there like that. Do that both sides, like that. And then this comes down, this whole panel, like that. And as you can see in there, there is two white like sprocket things, and that then brings them out like this. Oh, and just be careful, they do swipe off. These, they basically cover these chicken arms. So these come up and plug into place at the side, like this. And then, as you can see here, the wings, they come unpeg. They basically plug in on these blue brackets here, in there. So you basically unpeg them, and they come forward and plug into these bits here. So you bring them back here, like that. And as you can see, what's going on here, it's basically back to front. So yeah, so unpeg this wing again, bring it over on this bracket, plug in, twist it back round so we're in this position, which you can see what's happening now. This chicken head then comes down, and it just simply just rests in between there. So now the what's left to do is the arms. So these simply come back right up. They come up and twist, and they just plug into there like that. So they just plug straight on in like that. So there's that one. Bring these down. Right, lovely ratcheted joints. Then you need to pull like that slightly, and that then gives you the elbow movement joint. There we go. Yeah, swivel round and pull it off as you do so. So that's them now pretty much done. Now all you need to do is open a flap, this flap here. The chicken feet, they swivel this flap up. And as you do, you also twist the foot to this position, and then you just bring up, also bringing out the fist, and that leg then just kind of rests up against the arm like that. Close that clip again. Twist the fist, and that's the arm done. So we'll do it again with this side. Hopefully the arm won't fall off this time. So you just pull through. As you can see, I've done it off camera because I've just kind of noticed the way that these arms are designed. This is actually the first time I've transformed this thing, and I'm just kind of noticing the way everything slots into place. They've used a slot kind of thing over the articulated area, and I'm not a big fan of that, because whenever you try to move certain things, and obviously with this being a brand new figure, everything's stiff and the arms fall off, the forearms just fall off. And as I've also kind of experienced, there's other panels that are just the same. That's the only gripe I have with that figure, with this figure, should I say, is how they've decided to do this kind of idea where they just slide into place. Yes, it's a good thing that it's just easy to put them back on, but the more that these are going to fall off, they're going to become very, very slack. And I just forgot to do something. These horns on the head, you just kind of pull them out ever so slightly, like that. And he's done. Here he is in his pierce resistance of robot mode. So before we start adding stuff and introducing certain things that enhance him, we're just going to take a nice close look at how beautiful this figure is. Just the colour palette is just sublime. The golds, the reds, the blues, and the greys, the whites, just absolutely beautiful. And this lovely kind of blue, like a grey blue kind of tinge to the wings. The lovely Decepticon insignias, and closer look at that head sculpt. Just absolutely beautiful. It really is a gorgeous figure, despite the little issues I do have with the way that they decided to kind of do this kind of idea with certain bits of the figure. I can forgive those issues because it is a beautiful display piece. It's something I don't think you're supposed to really play with, even though you can, but it is like a proper, collector's piece. So I'm not really going to be, this is probably going to be the only time I'm transforming it for the review. So for the most part, it's going to be mostly just on display. So the back of the wings here is just this really lovely moulded plastic. And as you can see, that the alt mode head just simply tucks into place there, like so. And yeah, you got the same kind of colour for the wings here as well on the legs. Really, really nice. Just a beautiful figure. Yeah, we're going to talk about this piece next. And I've just kind of noticed like I said, this is the first time transforming it, and I should have really checked before making the review, really. This is a bit bad on my part, but this thing here, according to the instructions here, I know this is very amateur of me doing this, but all the accessories, of course, also work in the bed mode, of course. I mean, obviously, you know, this is the chest piece, this piece goes in there, of course, but then this also can sort of go in there as well, because obviously that's the whole thing, and that's what you basically have, is this like death mode with the accessories added. You know, so yeah, you basically are able to do this, combine everything, also in the bed mode. I didn't do that, but I just wanted to just mention before we get too far ahead is that this is also what you can do, both in the alt mode as well. This is one of the chest, well, this is kind of that the combined chest plate, plus it also transforms into a little thing as well. Now, I'm going to show the functionality before we get too far into this piece, because you can put two posts or two ports right in there, as you can see, and this is able to, there's two little prongs here, and it's able to marry into there, and you put this in there as well, and it kind of like does like a bow and arrow crossbow sort of thing. So I'm just gonna, off camera, I'm gonna kind of merge these together because it's just gonna make things a lot easier. This is basically the functionality you can do with him. You're supposed to kind of get like a dynamic poses out of this if you want to, but I'm just kind of showing you. He just simply just pokes into there like that, and that little flap in there opens up and then allows you to attach the arrow, and you basically have this functionality with this guy. So you're right, to transform this thing, so this guy goes by the name of Tiger Chest, so he can transform into like a little Predacon sort of thing. So all you really need to do is just pull out the arms, yeah, the legs and the arms, the legs basically. So they just basically come out like this. Get your nail in there, like that, and you pull. As you can see there, it's like a little sprocket thing. You just pull the head out to extend it a bit. Right, so I've just found out what you do. You basically have to pull these out, like so, these arm bits, and then what this, or wing bits should I say, because as you can see I've taken off the golden wings just to make it easier. And then that then allows you to bring these round, like that. Just kind of sort them out a little bit. And there we have that. So that is pretty much it, and I'll put the golden wing things back on. So this is pretty much what you're left with. It just gives a little bit more playability factor. It's pretty cool. You know, these legs are articulated. As you can see, there's 2-point articulation pin there. So the next thing is this. It goes by the name of Eagle Chest. So this is like obviously like a cassette sort of inspired kind of design, and this just simply slots into the chest. But this has two-way of usability with the figure. I believe you just kind of unfold it all, and it kind of becomes like a weapon. So these come out like so. I think you can just kind of do that. It's not. So these poke out, and I think you're able to, yeah, bring this down, and it's able to kind of plug into both the alt mode and robot mode as like a I don't know, like obviously a weapon. So there's this functionality with this, and then obviously it opens up as a bed as well. So you just simply open it all up, bring up the head, extend the wings like this, get my nail in there, there we go, and that is pretty much that. And there we go. So those legs just come down like that, so he's able to kind of stand, and it's pretty cool. You know, it is kind of cool. And also what you get with this guy is these two little Autobots. I don't know why he came with these. I'm guessing it is some kind of connection, I don't know. But it is pretty cool that it comes with the two little mini bots, both Autobots. So this guy is Autobot Bota, very interesting name, and Autobot Pipo, P-I-P-O, as it says there. So yeah, these guys are pretty cool. So we'll start off with this guy. Kind of gives like a Ratchet kind of vibe with the kind of him being an ambulance. Very cool little guy. Really nice paint application to this thing. So to transform this guy, it is really simple. You just bring down the legs, part them. Okay, so these panels are the feet, and they basically come out like that, and then that allows, yeah, that's now that done. And you basically just pull the arms, and they just sort of, really, it's a very, very simple little transformation. It has a little bit of articulation on the ball joint there, and legs, knee, pretty cool little, he's a really cool little guy, really. As you can see, really, really nice little guy. So we have this guy called Autobot Bota. What interesting generic name. And yeah, it's just a little boat. So yeah, it is really simple again. The front just goes like this. Part. And these white bits just simply just go in like that. He has pretty stubby legs, this little guy. And there he is. Little Bota. But he's just a really cool little guy. Here's some more of the accessories he comes with. He comes with this absolutely ginormous fucking gun. This is just incredible. You can put a blast effect in the side there, in the end, should I say. And this is just basically just an extended weapon that folds up just like so. You can actually wield this both in alt mode and also in robot mode. I think it just simply mounts in the chicken mode with one of these, with this here. And it just sort of mounts as like more like a rocket blaster that you can also wield in this bird mode. It is a really cool weapon. And then it comes with the signature mace, which is pretty damn cool. Plastic chain that is obviously very loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to start making him look a bit better by adding all the pieces. So this guy simply just slots into this hinged bit here, because he is a chest, so it's supposed to signify another chest, as you see. And then you bring this guy, tiger chest, which is yet another chest plate. This just simply kind of just goes in that chest cavity like that, and there we are. With his, he has actually got two handles, but one of them, I'm just kind of doing it like this for the review. He actually has two handles that he can hold. He has a smaller one here that's kind of angled, and then he has one that's at the far back, but I think that's more for connecting to up here somewhere. But there he is with his mace and his big ass gun and his tiger chest added. Absolutely cool. Articulation on him then. Let's take the chest off, tiger chest off, because it's just going to make things a lot simpler. So yeah, lovely ratcheted joints there. Like I said, this I'm not a big fan of, but it allows you to do the swivel, but as you can see, without any effort whatsoever, it just slides straight off. So yeah, I think that's going to be a problem. It's getting weaker as it's coming off. I can feel it's getting a bit looser. But in and out, obviously that, elbow, swivel, and also it's got finger articulation. Swivel of the waist, leg comes up to about there, and that skate also moves. And then you've got lovely ratchety joints of that leg. And you've got foot pivot, of course. Absolutely just a lovely range of articulation. So yeah, hopefully I have covered everything. But I think that's primarily a good way to show you exactly what to expect with this figure. Yeah, of course I haven't got into the blast effects, I haven't really used those, but I've shown you everything that needed to be shown. But thank you ever so much for watching. This is a really good figure. I just have some problems with the arms, the way that they're on like a plug-in sort of method. So if you move, because it's ratcheted joints, so quite stiff, and they have a tendency of just falling straight off. So yeah, just beware of that if you are someone that has yet to even get this thing. But thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye for now.